Hi, thanks for joining for our very first weekly workflow here at Novi Labs. My name is Scott Iceton, and I sit in between the data and the sales team over here. And putting this series together, the idea is to give you a front row seat at how some of our clients are taking apart industry headlines and trends using our software. Having said that, a big thank you to our customers. But if you're brand new to Novi, this is a great teaser for the types of verticals and workflows that we'll be uncovering in this series. Okay, let's jump straight into it. So, one of the interesting things that struck me was Oxy quantified a pretty aggressive divestiture plan to help fund the Crown Quest acquisition. So it got me thinking what type of assets might be on the chopping block. And it brought me to November, their Q3 earnings calls. And what struck me was there's two slides here devoted to an underperforming resource, their DJ Basin asset. And they lay out a pretty detailed, as far as IR decks go, pretty detailed recipe of how to increase capital efficiency while keeping production flat. So spoiler alert, it's completion intensity and it's wider spacing, less wells per section. But that said, it kind of gave me a hypothesis to entertain. So let's jump into Novi. Right now, I'm looking at the productivity over time dashboard, and it's a really popular one because it cleanly puts production over top of some of the cost categories, right? So lateral length and proppant per foot. And so what this chart is doing is it's taking the first 6 months of oil production and it's plotting that out by well start date. So I can see really cleanly what's overproducing, underproducing, and what's kind of average. So let's take Oxy. And you can see really quickly, the Permian is the top dog in terms of productivity. Um, but for them, the Powder River is kind of right in between the DJ. And so when you think of their CEO talking about competing for capital, this stuck out to me pretty quickly. There's a pretty big decline in thinking of the asset classes. So let's take apart this a little bit more. Let's say that we're hanging out in the DJ, and I'm just going to pull up Oxy's offsets that might have a balance sheet to pull this off. So I'm going to say Oxy, Civitas, and Chevron's the third one. When I throw these all onto a map, we're going to see a pretty tight grouping around that core asset. What I've done is gone ahead and series this by operator. So now you can see really cleanly this beige is going to be Chevron. The teal is going to be Civitas, and Oxy is kind of the laggard here a bit. So what I'm looking at is for them the ability in similar acreage to prove up or to unlock some of that upside that Oxy is noting. You can also see that Oxy has drilled a bit longer lateral lengths. They've also upped their proppant intensity. And so it might be something where, it could be attractive to other groups to assign some of their better producing completion designs and save some capital here. So I'll go ahead and wrap up with this. Again, want to thank everyone for joining us. We're going to take more in-depth looks at some of these workflows. But if you have any questions, please send it in to us at support@novilabs.com. Thanks again and have a great day.